talk to you. But tonight is really about celebrating diversity with two amazing speakers, and I am privileged to introduce both of them to you. And I'm not going to read their bios, you have it on your tables, but I just want to share with you three things that I think they have in common. The first thing they have in common is they are both at the top of their fields. Chloe is an accomplished public policy attorney and has been recognized as one of the most powerful and influential women in California. She has led high-profile criminal cases and has served on many influential state agencies, and I don't remember all of them, but one of them that I remember is the Undersecretary of State and Consumer Services Agency. I met Chloe at an event, and a gentleman, after she gave her very humble introduction, a gentleman just yelled out and says, "Chloe just runs the state." And I think that just really captures it all. And Karen Korematsu, as many of you know, is the executive director of the Korematsu Institute, and she led the organization into instituting the Fred Korematsu Day of Civil Liberties and the Constitution, which is on January 30th every year. And Fred Korematsu is the first Asian American that has, in the nation, that has a day honored in his name. Karen, in addition to being a civil rights advocate, she's also a sought-after and phenomenal speaker. The first time I met her, she was speaking at the San Francisco Human Rights Commission on post-9/11 issues surrounding the Middle Eastern, civil rights issues surrounding the Middle Eastern community. And everybody had 2 minutes, and we all were struggling, and we were getting buzzed down and just like, go sit down. And Karen moved the crowd like no one else. And she sat down before her 2 minutes was up. This is how good of a speaker she is. The second thing that they both have in common is that they truly care about students and making a difference. Karen is always volunteering her time, speaking at bar associations, with law students, law schools, and she spoke at my bar association about 4 years ago. And even when she doesn't know it, she's influencing law students. One of our former law students said he wanted to come tonight because she heard her speak on NPR. He heard Karen speak on NPR, and he realized that what an impact lawyers can really make, and that really motivated her. And Chloe, similarly, I met at an event that was for brand new, newly admitted law students. And the way she talked to law students, the passion she showed when she talked about her teaching experiences, and the fact that she was even there, as a very busy partner, taking the time to be there, really showed me how much she truly cares about the new generation of lawyers coming up. And my final point, I think it's really best accomplished by a Persian saying that we have, which translates into, the more fruit a tree bears, the more it leans in humility. And I've always, my mom loved that phrase, and she always said that. And I met both women, and very shortly after, against my own networking principles, I asked each of them for a favor. And you're thinking the similarity of the stories, you're pushy, okay? That was not the point here, right? But I asked Chloe, soon after I met her, can you come and speak at this event? She called me from Sacramento. She was in Sacramento running the state, and she called little old me to ask me what Real Plus did, and showed so much enthusiasm about the event. Karen, similarly, I chased her down the corridor at Asian Law Caucus, asking her to speak at the Iranian American Bar Association event. Somebody said she's leaving the country, and I'm like, oh my God, I gotta ask her now. And I ran after her, and since then I've imposed on her so many times. But in none of our conversations and interactions, neither one of them has ever said, sorry, I need to go talk to this state senator, or I need to go talk to an assembly member. They've always been kind, helpful, supportive, motivating. And I know that for myself, I really feel honored to have had their support and their presence in my life. And I'm positive that after hearing them tonight, you will all be very touched by them as well. So without further ado, I'm going to give the stage to Chloe Hewlett.